Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, one and all, to the June edition of the RBG Monthly Roundup. I am that one Dan guy, Daniel Stupp Radican, joined here tonight by RBG's one and only CEO, Josh Arcia, aka Randomize. How are you doing tonight, Josh?
I'm doing all right. How about you?
I'm pretty well. Glad to finally be back. I know we've taken a bit longer of a hiatus than normal between our monthly updates for you folks at home. Apologies about that, but with RLCS championships coming up, varying schedules and things like that, we're getting to you just a little bit later this month, but still with plenty of things to update you all on. We're going to run through tonight our same general format, our roster updates. We've got some info about our pick'ems tournaments that we've been running. We have upcoming events and announcements, and plenty of community questions here tonight. But let's go ahead and jump right into it. Our roster updates. We have had a few things move around with the Rocket League main trio. Would you care to comment on those, Josh?
Yeah, we've spoken about it a little bit in the past, but the whole confusion about when we had Jacob play with us in DreamHack Dallas, the way we announced it wasn't properly worded, I would say. We meant to say it was more of a trial run, and then people got a little confused when all of a sudden Jacob was gone, and then Seabass came in, and everyone was like, "Whoa, you guys are changing rosters so much." And it was more of, we weren't changing, we were testing and trialing, and finally we decided to settle down with Seabass. We believe he's a really good addition to the team. He's a really nice guy. I've got to speak to him personally, and I really do enjoy his company. I think he will represent RBG Esports very well, and someone who's been in the pro scene just like Jacob. He has a lot of experience, and I believe he's gonna be able to do a lot with the current roster that we have now, and just the three of them. I have a lot of high hopes with them. So yeah, that whole roster shuffle happened, and now we settled with Seabass, and we're quite happy with that.
Definitely. RBG making a few moves in the offseason here while we had time, taking the opportunity with DreamHack Dallas to give Jacob his shot with the squad. And now I think, like you said, we're comfortable with Seabass, and I'm very excited to see what happens with that going into the next run through Rival Series.
Me too.
Continuing on just a little bit, our Hearthstone roster, I don't think we have anything too big there.
Nothing too much. Villain. I don't remember if we talked about this in the last podcast. I know Swan was there and I wasn't, but we were talking about when he went to Vegas. It was a tough day one for him, but since then things have been kind of calm. Not too much going on with the players, but I believe the next qualifiers, I can't remember off the top of my head. I believe it's for Germany. I'm probably completely wrong. I probably should have written that down. I completely forgot, but yeah, no, they're going to be playing qualifiers for Worlds for another area. But I know Villain is preparing to go to Korea soon for that next competition. Very excited for that. I believe we're all set and ready to go. So it's just now when the event comes, he hops on the plane, flies out to Korea and competes, and best of luck to him. I believe qualifiers for that is completely done. I'm not 100% sure. Swan knows more of the Hearthstone scene than I do, so he will probably let me know after this what I'm missing.
No, I believe you are correct that for Seoul, the qualifiers are done, the rosters are set, the brackets are made, all of the good stuff. I do know Innovation is very much excited to get into some of the qualifiers for that next stop on the Masters Tour, like we were talking about. And the whole team in general still up and active in the Hearthstone scene, very much still enjoying their competition there. Moving on just a little bit more, we still have our Apex roster, and Apex has undergone quite a few changes lately. Season 2 coming out, in-game competitive format being a new addition with Season 2, all of these things. How has that affected the Apex roster, and how are they doing in general still?
Well, we were actually going to be doing some roster changes. Grembo and Circola has had some IRL stuff kind of getting in the way, and it's been, I don't want to say getting in the way, but it's just more of, sometimes life takes you in a direction you weren't prepared for, and they have to take care of stuff, and it's been cutting into their gameplay. So there's a possible chance of roster changes. We are looking at a few players. We know one of our content creators is an Apex player as well, and he's played with Vro. Vro is sticking with us. He is just grinding out the new season, like you said. There's rank now, so you can play from bronze to, I believe, diamond, and then there's legend or something, one more past diamond. And
I believe it's legend.
Yeah, and I know Vro has been grinding that, and I know this other person has been grinding it, and we're still kind of looking around. The players haven't officially moved on, or we haven't released anyone. It's just more we're playing with our options before we cut ties and have less options to play with. So it's one of those, we're kind of sitting back and watching, like you said, the competitive scene is starting to grow a little bit more. There's not even an official full set pro league yet. It's been kind of like small things that pros have been playing in, more like tier 1 orgs, and since we're not fully there, we don't have the full invites to those events yet. So we're kind of waiting to see where everything else goes, and then that's when we'll really start pushing a little harder on either the current roster or a new roster. But from now, it's just kind of like sit back, wait and see.
Certainly. And until then, it'll be some good opportunities for the players that we do have to, like you said, grind up and to get some good tournament style practice. I know in some of the streams and things I've watched, the Apex ranked format has basically turned into pro scrims at that Diamond Legend area. So assuming our players are able to make it up into that region, they'll come out very strong once the Pro League finds its solid footing, assuming there is one coming.
Hopefully.
Indeed, indeed. Moving on briskly here, our Halo roster. I know that there are a lot of things coming down the pipe as far as tournaments that we'll get to later, but any updates for the Halo folks?
So we still have Display, our team captain. Rowan, I know, is sticking around as well. There is still questions of whether Employee will be sticking around. I know the players are exploring options with other players. After DreamHack Dallas, we really showed what RBG is capable of doing in the Halo scene, and now other players are approaching our team and wanting to try stuff out, because there is another big event coming up, I believe in August. No, what did I put down? No, it's in September. Sorry. There's a big event coming up in September, right in my state, which I'm very happy about. And so we still have some time, but it's for sure Display is still on the team. He's sticking with RBG. He's been doing amazing work. He's been grinding and grinding more and more than you can think. He went to kind of a local tournament last weekend. He went to the Philly Esports 2v2 tournament and actually won that with one of his friends. They were playing under another, they were playing under another team name because the other player is not signed under RBG Esports. So they played under Darkest Hour. It was just kind of a team name they made up. We actually do have a video, kind of like a highlight montage-ish thing of Display and his work to kind of show more of our other rosters. We're not just a Halo team, or a Rocket League team, I mean. So that will be coming out soon, but it's more of, we're seeing if we're a team of 4, team of 3, or team of 2. It's jumbled up in the air. Scary originally thought he was going to retire after DreamHack Dallas, and now he's coming back saying, I think I want to go to one more event. So we have some time. I think we're gonna really use July to kind of play with options, and then around August is when we're gonna solidify a roster to go to said events in September. Oh, but I know display and employee are going to another event this weekend coming up, which will be what is the date? What the 13th, the 13th and the 14th of July. They will be going to an event that's going to be a very interesting event, and we'll talk about it more when we get there.
Excellent, excellent. And now, just in general, we've got a few scattered players and interests in some of our other esports that we're considering. Do you have anything at large that doesn't fall into those roles of Halo, Apex, Hearthstone, or Rocket League for roster updates?
We have a new roster on the way. We don't want to give too much away. Another shooter game, and we're very excited to have them come on board. Once we get, pen to paper and ink on it, then we'll make the official announcement. But it looks like it's something that could really, I would say, really change the views of how people look at us when they see that we really are picking up some really good talent. And I'm excited to when we can finally make the announcement. I know the players and their manager is also very excited. So once that's all done, we will make that official announcement.
Very good, very good. Well, you heard it here, folks. Make sure you keep your eyes peeled out on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all of those places, and watch for that roster announcement. You can always check in on rbgesports.com for that kind of thing as well. Feel free to say something in the comments, though, if you want to take a guess at what's coming up. We will not confirm or deny, but we're always happy to see our community give it their best shot. Speaking of which, we have done quite a few pick'ems tournaments, trying to give that same community the opportunity to show your knowledge with the competitive esports scene going on. I just wanted to take a moment and give some extra kudos to the folks that have been participating in the RBG Pick'ems tournaments. Peepers won our inaugural event back at DreamHack Dallas a few months ago. Wirus won very recently with the RLCS Championship bracket for Season 7. And KI11, or Kill, I'm going to assume, won the Valencia bracket challenge just recently. So congratulations to all those folks. Thank you so much for everyone that came out to compete. And feel free again to keep an eye out, because I know more Pick'ems challenges are in the works, and potentially looking to branch out into some of our other games, as there are constantly tournaments going on and constantly people interested in it. And it'll give you all a chance to engage with the community, to root on our players, and to show your knowledge.
Yeah, no. I actually think it's really cool. We've had some pretty big names in Rocket League, even playing our pick'ems. I know Stax is one of the bigger names in the caster side of Rocket League, and he even played in the DreamHack Dallas pick'ems, which was really cool. Like I didn't even know he was playing in it, and Stax saw Swan and I walking past him, and we said hello to him, and he goes, "Is there any way you can let me edit my choices after the lock-in?" And we're like, "Sorry, we have no control of that." But big shout out to our other Dan Sellers, World Car. He's our event coordinator, and he's been really running these pick'ems, and they've been running smoother and smoother. We've been getting more and more people out there. And another side shout out to Austin, who's our stream team manager, who filled in for World Car when World Car was away for, I believe it was Valencia. So really cool that we're able to do this, and we hope we're gonna, like you said, we're gonna do more and more in the future, other events, possibly other games. So it's just one of those wait and see, and stick around for more fun pick'ems. I'm horrible at it.
Well, I think that's part of the beauty of it, though, is that you can just take a shot in the dark and see what happens. You don't necessarily have to be the most mechanically skilled at the game or anything like that. It's open to one and all. So come out, make your meme picks, make your try hard picks, and we'll see what happens. Speaking of tournaments, we do have a slight status update for the Gauntlet. We know we have been away. Hopefully you've managed to get your fix of Saturday Night Rocket League in our stead. But the Gauntlet will return soon. Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna be returning that back mid-July. We decided to take a little bit of a break. More of the fact that there were so many events, and we canceled it for DreamHack Dallas, and then we came back up for a couple weeks, and then it got canceled again for RLCS, and then it came back up, and then we just knew that people were going to be more focused on Valencia, whether they're going to be there or going to play in it. So we decided, you know what, let's just take a break. There's plenty of other weeklies going on, and very, very nicely ran weeklies. Big shout out to my buddy Ryan over at Playing with Rockets. They've been doing really well. I've been enjoying their weeklies as well. So there's plenty of other ones out there. We definitely want to share the love with other organizations. They definitely help us out as well. But we will be back. We're also trying to update a lot of the stream assets. So any artists out there that want to help us out, hit me up on my Twitter. It's literally right here. I put out both of our Twitters right under our beautiful faces. So yeah, we're gonna try to update it. If it's not in time, it's not in time, but we're gonna try to update it. We're really working hard behind the scene. We're trying to figure out ways that we can up the prize pool, because we would love people that are working hard to get a bigger reward than $10 for maybe McDonald's or something. But we are really working hard to improve Gauntlet, and to actually not even just do Rocket League Gauntlet, but to also push into other games. And we're using everything that we do in Gauntlet to help us with experience and knowledge that we're going to need moving into other stuff. So we'll be back soon, and playing Gauntlet. We literally made semifinals a best of 5 as well as the grand finals to help your seeding for RLRS 128 play-ins.
Exciting stuff indeed. I know we here at RBG and the staff and everything have missed our Saturday night Rocket League fix. It's always a good time to see all of you out there to join us and give us some good competition to commentate, watch, just generally enjoy. But while we were away from the Gauntlet, there was quite an exciting event that got to accompany the RLCS championships, and that was our Helix 2v2 LAN tournament, the second of its sort, actually. I know Josh and Dan Sellers both got to be there again to help run that in person, and it sounds like you all had quite a time.
It was amazing and a tragedy and insane, and every high and low emotion you can have all in 6 hours. We were working really hard on setting this up. I was literally at Helix Esports every night, I believe, during that week. I was I was either in Tuesday or Wednesday, and then Wednesday I was probably there for 4 hours. Thursday I know I was there for more than 4 hours, and then Friday was the LAN, and it was incredible. I mean, just the fact that we were talking to the owners of Helix Esports. They were a little worried. They weren't sure if we were going to hit 32 teams, but we spiked over the number. We had 32 teams that played, and then we actually even turned down like 10 other teams that were there at the center. There were people that were messaging me saying, what's the chance of me getting in? And I was like 25% and lower.
You gotta come roll the dice.
yeah. And I was telling people, come out anyway, like come meet some folks and get involved. And a lot of people that weren't able to play did stick around. They did watch, they hung out. I got to meet Forky, who is a pretty big name right now in Rocket League. He's really striving to become the next competitor, and he's really doing well with his stream. I mean, he got partnered recently. He's like averaging 400 to 500 viewers, and I got to meet that very handsome man. And it was a lot of fun just the LAN itself allowed me to really interact with a lot of people that I don't think I would have been able to see at RLCS because of how big the Prudential Center is. It was a little scary because there was an event that was also happening. There was a Fortnite event that took up a lot of the computers I was expecting to be using, and the owners even thought it wasn't going to be as big of a turnout as it was. So we lost. We needed about, if I remember, we needed about 64 computers, and we ended up losing, like, I want to say 16, almost 20 of the computers. So a lot of teams were sitting out, and that's what created that huge time gap, because the plan was to only stream one game per round and then switch every pool. But some of the pools got backed up. Some pools, only one game was happening at a time. And I'm really upset with myself because I came up with a strategy that could have moved things a lot faster, probably 3 days after the event. I was like, oh, well,
now we
wait, this could have worked. Yeah, definitely. And it was really awesome. Towards the end of it, things were moving smoother. You know, big shout outs to Meeting Greek and Squid and Hunted for coming out and doing a lot of the casting. Even Sam from Rival Esports, which Meeting Greek is also from. You know, the Rival Esports crew came out. We had SJ Simpson, or how, I don't remember how he says that, and then we had his name is slipping. I know it's Dog something. I'm sorry, it slipped out of my head at the moment, but you know, they came in, they really helped. They were, whenever we needed a quick fill in, they jumped on and they just casted for us. It was a lot of fun, and you know, it was stressful. I was sweating, but if you asked me, would you do it again tomorrow night, I would say within a heartbeat, I would be there doing it. It was so much fun. You know, it's fun owning a team and being a team owner and, you know, esports organization like that, but really coordinating events is a lot of fun too. It's very stressful, but the satisfaction of it actually happening, seeing people there, seeing the reactions, it was just a lot of fun. And it was actually something that we forgot to announce at the event, was that the winners also won their own Helix shirt with Vitality signatures on it. So it was pretty cool to know that these players literally got a signature from Scrub Killer at his first LAN event, and he wins. So pretty big deal.
Pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah,
it's definitely nice when you get to go to these LAN tournaments and, you know, put faces to names and really get to outreach with that community. I'm sure it was a very good time, and hopefully one of these days here soon I'll get to attend myself.
That'd be awesome.
As we mentioned earlier, Villain is going to Seoul, South Korea in just over a month. That'll be August 15th to 18th, and he's competing in the Hearthstone Masters Tour. That is the stop he qualified for. We are very, very, very excited to have him representing RBG Esports out there. So feel free to reach out on Twitter to him and to RBG and cheer him along the way. Hopefully there will be streams or at least brackets that we can keep up to date with him and keep you updated on how his progress is going. In addition to that, as Josh had mentioned, Display and Employee are headed to the Red Bull Esports Rise Till Dawn Halo 3 2v2 tournament, and that's for a $10,000 prize pool. So absolutely be sure to root them on, check out the standings at the end of it, and hopefully we'll see RBG come out victorious there.
Yeah, I mean, really quick side note. First of all, that the tournament is starting at like 8 o'clock at night, and it's the reason why it's called Rise Till Dawn is because the tournament itself is gonna go till like maybe 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. And it will be in Chicago, and it's gonna be very exciting to see, because at the Philly Esports, I forgot to mention, although Display and his teammate did win the tournament, Employee played with someone else and he came in second place. It was literally Display versus Employee in the grand finals, which was a bracket reset. Display and Scarvane played through the losers bracket. They had a little bit of a slip against Employee's team and played through the losers bracket, got a bracket reset, and then won. So it's pretty impressive, you know. So I really have I don't know if I should say high hopes, but I really do feel like display and employee are going to make some pretty big splashes. There's going to be some big pros there, some big names in Halo. If you ever competed in Halo, there will be team and players like that. Demon D, I know Ace will be there. Neighbor will be there. I believe the twins, Roy and Lunchbox, are going to be there. So those are pretty big names, and they're pretty good players. But I have a lot of confidence that that's the word I was looking for. I have a lot of confidence that our guys can take them on. I mean, we took them on at Dallas. A lot of players underestimated us, and they even said at the end, they're like, we were not expecting to actually try against you guys, and we're gonna be seeing them again. So watch out.
Definitely exciting stuff. Make sure you cheer on Display and Employee at that Rise Till Dawn event coming up soon.
Twitch.tv/Red Bull. Sorry.
There you go. There you go.
So you know where it is.
I'm sure it'll be plastered all over our social media, hyping them up, giving you a chance to watch it. And in addition to that, the Halo team is also finalizing their roster for the Halo Classic. It'll be Halo 3 4v4 $50,000 prize pool going on in Atlantic City, New Jersey. I'm sure Josh is excited that it'll be right there in his backyard on September 6th to 8th. So that'll be another very exciting one. And I know that the RBG Halo squad, in flux though it may be or may not be, that's going to be a big showing, and that'll be an excellent opportunity for them to get some really good competition and a chance at that big old cash pool.
Yeah, and it's really nice that Display and I both live in New Jersey. And if we do stick with Employee, he also lives in New Jersey, and he's the closest one to Atlantic City. So it makes me feel a little bit better when everyone's in the local area, because I'm, as the owner, I'm just like, oh, this will be easier to get everybody to the tournament.
Exactly. And just more incentive for you folks at home to check out our socials on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all of those places, so that you can see things like from the last Halo tournament, where we got a little behind the scenes action. There's a little LAN party happening. I saw Josh back there coaching, screaming in some headsets, watching everybody pop heads and do their thing for a little while.
Yeah, that video is coming out really soon. Shout outs to Juicy, who's been working on that and been dealing with my pain in the butt, because I've been having some corrupted videos for some reason, but we fixed it. It's going to be done soon. It's going to be up. I'm very excited to watch that video.
Indeed. And then for all of you who are interested in Twitch, our streamers, anything of the sort, of course, the biggest event of the year, TwitchCon, is just over 2 months away. It'll be September 27th to 29th in San Diego. I know we're going to have a few representatives from RBG there. So keep your eyes peeled for the jerseys wandering through the crowd, possibly in some of the tournaments, things like that.
Yeah.
And feel free to say hi, ask them a question. You know, it's always nice to see our fans in person.
And if anyone wants to know exactly who it is, Ravaging Savage and Godfrey will be there, and they will be in very nice OG RBG jerseys. OG. I'm saying that now because new merch coming soon.
Exactly. Just to round up a bit of our business portion here, RBG is still indeed in search of graphic artists. We are still in need of more team members in that regard. So if you have some artistic skills, you're fluent in the Adobe suite and things like that, feel free to reach out to us. We would love to have a conversation with you, possibly add you to the team and give you an opportunity to showcase your work to our audience. And in addition to that, our stream team is always open for application. As we said previously, Austin has taken over that. And we're doing a bit of reworking and a bit of expanding, and we're very excited to make some new offers and, you know, increase our support system and things like that, and help everyone grow along with RBG, spread the love, and, you know, increase that RBG fam. So if you are interested in it, please feel free, go to the website. There's a stream team application on rbgesports.com. Fill that out, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. We would love to have you join us. And if you are a streamer, or if you are just a player in your own time, and you feel like you might have a shot at an RBG squad, or you know someone that might, feel free to have them reach out to us. We're always interested in finding the new up-and-coming talent in the esports world. RBG has always prided itself on giving people a shot to make their dreams come true. So if you feel like that's you or that's someone you know, feel free to reach out to us. Now, back to our community. We've got quite a list of community questions today that made it into our podcast box on the Discord. So if you are interested in having one of these featured on our July roundup, feel free to stop into the Discord, hit up the question box, or tweet at RBG Esports, myself, Randomize, another staff member, something of that nature. We'll be putting out some tweets and some things like that in advance of the July podcast so that you have plenty of time to get your questions in. But here tonight, we've got a nice stack of them queued up. The first one coming from Retro, they ask, what games does RBG plan to expand into?
So we've mentioned this a lot in our past podcasts. I know that for sure, but we are looking for Fortnite players, and Fortnite players that are we prefer if it's a player that's qualified for World Cup. We would love to have them represent RBG there, and we can help out, make sure you get to World Cup and everything, both solo and duo players. Even if you're not looking to fully compete, the stream team is a perfect place because Fortnite, I think, is a great content area. We are really open to a lot of games. I know we have been looking at Rainbow Six for quite some time, trying to figure out, what does the esports scene look like and how we can get involved. I know Counter-Strike, we pulled away a while ago, but we're always quite interested in that game. And just really, it's any esport game we're definitely interested in. I know I want a Clash Royale team. I've always been, for the longest time, I was against mobile esports gaming, and then I got introduced to Clash Royale, tried it out, and I fell in love with it. I'm actually a Challenger 1, and I'm just a few trophies away from making it to Challenger 2. So,
And there is indeed, there's an RBG group for that. So if that happens to be your niche, feel free to reach out to us so we can get you hooked up in that regard. I'm sure Gingerbeard might throw something in the ring for team fight tactics or something of that nature, breaking into the Dota world if that turns into some competitive scene.
Other one. Teamfight Tactics is League of Legends.
Yeah, I'll get that.
Underlord is Dota. Yeah,
that's not my world, but
no, it's okay. I mean, I actually do play Underlord, and I'm very surprised I even picked up the game and I understand any of it, which we are looking to help out the esports scene. I know our event coordinator Dan is quite interested in possibly hosting an event or two. But yeah, I mean, you think of the game, you come and approach us and you give us a reason why we should pick you up, and we'll more than likely consider it. But I would say this, especially if you're asking this question, what game we're looking to get into, if you're trying to get onto a team like RBG or any team, please don't just send a yo or hey, and I want to play for your team. Like, don't be afraid to just write out a full message, like, a whole paragraph or two saying, my name is blah, 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 I play blah, 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 and here's my experience, here's my resume, and here's my team, or this and that, here's their Twitch and Twitter, and throw everything at us right at the beginning, not just, hey, I want to play on your Fortnite team. Because you would be surprised. I have a wall full of Twitter, both my account, both the RBG account, on my Discord. It's amazing. I'm just that. So we're not going to consider, hey, I want to play. I want, hi, my name is blah, blah, blah. Make it professional, write it out, let us see it. So if that's where that question was leading towards, there you go.
You're coming into a passionate and a very professional organization, so we would love to see that from you all if you're interested. Next question coming in from Jakester. He's got a couple in here tonight. How has the RL team been doing with the addition of Seabass? I guess they've had a few weeks together now. Have you gotten to sit in on any of their practices, things like that? Do you care to comment?
Yeah, I mean, Seabass, I've mentioned it before, I believe is a really good fit to the team. We actually are signing a coach / sub, and that's Subbins. And he's been really coaching with them for the past few weeks, and from what he said, from what he's seen and what he said, he's basically we asked him, how do you feel about the roster? And he's like, they have improved every day, and they are grinding individually and together, and they're scrimming as much as they can. It's very off season right now. It's kind of on off because of the whole dream hack thing. But, the roster is working very hard because I already know right off the bat, this roster is planning to get top 2 in RLRS and move to RLCS for, I guess, technically would be season 9 would be RLCS that they would get into. So I know that is what they're focused on and how they're doing. I think they're doing pretty good. I mean, I've seen some of the results and some of the teams they played against, and it's surprising it's the bubble teams that are actually giving us the hardest time, not even RLRS, RLCS teams. But, bubble players and bubble teams are just so unpredictable because you don't play them all the time. So sometimes they could trip you up,
For sure. And the Rocket League community has always been very competitive. No seed is safe there.
Yeah, no, seriously.
We have another question submitted from Jakester. He asks, when can we expect to see jerseys with the new logo? Currently on our website at rbgesports.com, you can still buy the, I guess now, retro jersey.
OG.
Soon to be anyway. We've got our new bright, shiny logo that we've been posting all over on our social medias, updating our graphics and things.
It's right here.
And so when can Jakester expect to get a fresh new jersey?
Never. No, I'm just kidding. We're working on it right now. We are working with one of the companies that we're interested in. We're kind of going back and forth a little bit, but right now at this point, we're just finalizing some deals, and then the editing process will come in where we'll see our sweet jerseys and everything. We're actually looking to get multiple designs for jerseys. We'll have one for the public, but then we'll have like a color swapping ish thing like some other esports companies do for our players. So when to expect it? Really hoping we can get something out by August. That's my goal right now, is to get everything settled and up in the shop by August. If not, September.
Well, you heard it here, folks. You've got through July that we're going to hopefully guarantee you can still get the retro jersey if that's your liking. If there are any merchandise items that you might like to see us include in our new shop with the updated logo, feel free to send us a message on Twitter, in the Discord, leave a comment on the YouTube video, any of those things, and let us know what you might like to see. Hats, stickers, yoga pants, shorts, whatever. Let us know. We'd be very interested to hear what you all would like to rep RBG with. Moving on to Trace has a few questions for us here tonight. How does RBG plan to expand on the back end of its organization? Marketing, business deals, new staff, things of that nature, as we are a rapidly growing company here.
Yeah, so we're not looking to expand too much on staff. Of course, we're always willing to look for volunteers for moderations of Discord, our Twitch, and things on that matter. But it's more so that we're looking to try to settle roles with the current staff we have now. We want to really just get everyone to be happy with the position they're in. And then from there, that's when we'll start seeing what we have kind of left, because as we're growing, we're also learning and we're figuring out where there might be something that is on our strong suit or our weak side. Something like he was mentioning, marketing. We have someone, Emily, who is helping out with our marketing. We have Nathan, who's our B2B or business to business man, working with sponsorships, getting in meetings and talking to multiple companies right now. Swan and I have been working and talking with some other people, trying to get some, money rolling into the company so that we could really, really push to expand, not just our players and our I guess our stream team, but also our staff members, so that we can actually make this a day job. Because all of us, we work day jobs, we work part-time jobs, we work commission jobs. I know even, Ravaging Savage, he's a streamer and he's an Uber driver. And, we have people who are doing things in big business and IT. You know, Austin, he's a big IT guy working in a law firm, and then you have someone like me who works in a plumbing company. You know, crawling in the basements and all the grime of New York City. Ugh.
I see all the horror stories on Snapchat.
Oh,
I can vouch for him there.
I put it all there, and it's so much fun to record that stuff. But yeah, you know, we all work very hard during the day to make this still possible. So, expansion wise is more of right now, like we said, we're looking for graphic artists and that sort of nature right now. Like we really do need a solidified media team that could be helping out with volunteer for now until we can really start, like I said, getting some monetary and some real money moving. But it never hurts us to explore if we need to expand. But right now, it's just like I said at the beginning, to kind of recap, we're just trying to solidify what we have now before we try to branch out and, you know, walk on thin ice without realizing it.
Absolutely. We want to make sure all of our staff are well taken care of and getting to do something that they feel fulfilled in here with the company.
Mm-hmm.
Trace continues on with another question, asking, are we sponsored by Helix? I know
No.
RBG and Helix have a very tight relationship, but no, we are not sponsored with them, but we do partner with them regularly for our LAN tournaments and things of that nature.
Yeah, no, I'm really good buds with the owners, Jack and Murph, both really great guys. They're brothers. They're very funny, a lot of fun. Jack is actually a musician, so it's fun talking music with him. But no, we're not sponsored by Helix, but like Dan said, we do a lot of I guess partnership work, you know, with events and stuff like that. I do know that Helix is planning to call RBG for future events, and that also is a good chance of travel, which I'm very excited about. They said they want us. The Helix is looking to possibly expand. I'm not sure if that's true or not. I've just kind of overheard it, but I know they said that they want us to help them out with events because they do events like on the road too. They just like pack up a bunch of computers and send them out, and they're looking to possibly have, you know, pack us up and send us out with those with those computers. So I'm very excited. But you know, to answer the question, no, we're not sponsored by Helix.
Indeed, indeed. And then Trace has another question here for us. What are our future plans podcast? So I guess that I don't know if this is my realm, your realm.
That's your answer, Dan. Go for it. What are you looking to do with what we do here?
Well, Josh and I were speaking actually a little bit before we got our recording going here about the future of the RBG roundup and those kinds of things. Right now, as the format that we've established here, we're trying to keep this very informational. We are a long-winded bunch, but we try to keep things a little bit shorter and concise and leave more time for this kind of community interaction. Get to tell you guys what's going on with RBG, keep you in the loop as much as we can. You know, face-to-face connection. But we are very actively exploring the options of adding some alternative media, either in podcast form or, you know, vlogs and things like that. That'll give us a chance. Well, I guess give me a chance to sit down with some of our wonderful players and give you sort of an inside look behind the scenes into the mind of RBG. So keep your eyes peeled for that in the coming weeks and months. We're probably going to be looking into doing some more off the cuff personality style things that let you, you know, really meet our players and get more of a feel for the inside of the organization. But for now, the RBG monthly roundup is going to stay as factual as possible, and as, you know, straight to the point. We're trying to give you all the information that you want from us so that you can stay up to date on what we're doing. There's a potential that it might become slightly more frequent as the company continues to grow. A month is a long time in the esports world. Games can die, games can launch, teams, you know, win tournaments or disband, all of those sorts of things. So there's a possibility that we might increase its frequency to twice monthly. However, that currently is still a decision that we're working on. So for now, expect to see us in August to wrap up July, and we'll keep you updated as that progresses.
Mm-hmm.
RBG or no, sorry, continuing from Trace. I started reading the question and forgot to give him his credit. Will RBG eventually consolidate to a single location? I think I can speak on behalf of all of us when I say we hope so.
Yeah,
It would
yeah.
be so much fun. I can't imagine what it'd be like to be with all these guys in one single office at one location, and the shenanigans and the amount of fun and hard work that we'd be able to do with it.
Yeah, Dan Sellers and I got a little glimpse of it when we were setting up for the Helix 2v2 LAN. He actually came out to the LAN center and we sat down and did a lot of the planning and everything we need to go over, kind of like right next to each other. Helix gave us some free time on the computers, which was very nice of them. And we just did a lot of work and it was just kind of cool. Like there was a moment where we both sat back and we're like, this is awesome. Just working together on a company that we love in a room together. But yes, uh, if things go right with everything that I said in the past about, or, before, prior to, whatever word you want to use, uh, um, if everything goes right and we really grow and we really start snagging onto sponsorships and investors and stuff like that, yeah, we really do want to. I know the first goal is to get Swan and I in one location and then slowly but surely get staff to go into one location. But depending how things work and what we are doing behind the scenes, if everything goes how Swan and I have kind of planned, like this little mastermind that we have working together, as a staff we'll be in one location, but we have ideas that players will be living together in central locations as well, because there's, for example,
Mm.
PUBG, they have their league play every week, but it's at LAN. So we would have to have housing for the players. Clash Royale, same thing. They got to be living together for the league play. So, but yes, we really do want to centralize and kind of put all of us together in a single location in the near future. And so I can finally just sit right next to this beautiful man when we do these podcasts.
Indeed, it certainly would be nice to be able to have a round table discussion
I can
instead
actually
of
like
screen
touch
to
him.
screen.
There's nothing here to touch.
I can definitely confirm there's been plenty of jovial conversation in the break room and while we're playing games of, what city are we going to? My city's best, your city's best, whatever.
Oh yeah, New Jersey. We already know, but
To wrap things up, our very own occasional guest caster, Orangeman20, requested, how do you see the evolution of the Gauntlet heading out of its break, and what are your goals for its future?
That's a good question. I kind of wish Dan Sellers was here. I feel like he would have an amazing answer for that. I guess for me personally, the evolution of Gauntlet, I don't see it changing much. We kind of like the format we're working with right now. It's more of what can we add on to the Gauntlet in, per se, like having a Gauntlet weekly, but then keeping like a point system to then possibly host invitational events for Rocket League. But that's still stuff that we're kind of throwing in the air right now. And the main goal for Gauntlet is to give a place for players to really practice, really grind, figuring out what teams work out the best. Should rosters stick together? Have they, they play maybe 3 gauntlets in a row and they get top 3 or top 4 every time, or they win 2 in a row. We really are trying to just get teams to come back and be consistent in playing in the event. So our future role is to just consistently be something where people like Cloud Fuel can use the Gauntlet to help seed for the RLRS 128 team play-in seeding. And just it's a playground, it's a testing ground, it's a place where people can really just get together and really find out, does this work for me? Does this not work for me? It's times to play around. It's free, and if you win, you make $30. Hopefully we can make the prize pool bigger. So that's really what it is. It's a training ground that will also help you get a better seeding for RLRS, which is, like I said before, that's why we did the semifinals best of 5, because that's what they consider the most, is your best of 5s and how you hold up on that. So hopefully that's
Exactly.
what we'll be able to keep doing and just get more teams out and more consistent. And that's where we really want to go with it.
For sure. And I know we've talked in the past about RBG at its initial stages had considered being, a middle ground of that branch up to full-fledged esports, professional play. And I think we still keep a little bit of that feeling in the Gauntlet. It's a
Mm-hmm.
place to come, like you said, for friendly competition, but to test your skills and really get a feeling for, I'm a competitive Rocket League player, and this is the place I need to be. These are the people I need to play with, and that kind of thing. And I think we all genuinely enjoy the community and the camaraderie that come along with it.
Oh, yeah.
So, well, Josh, do you have anything else for the lovely people at home here this evening?
Thanks for watching. Really do appreciate everybody who's been sticking around. Big shout outs to some of our bigger fans and community members like Jakester. I know Jakester's been around and watching. He's been helping us a lot lately. So if you want a shout out like this, make sure to talk to us. I'm always in Discord. Drop in, say hi, tag me. I don't care. I'll chat with you. We love being involved with the community. I think that's probably, if you had to tell me what's my top 3 favorite things about owning an esports org, community involvement is within the top 3. So
Absolutely.
get involved. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're gonna try to get more stuff out there, and follow our Twitter or Instagram. I've been posting more stuff on Instagram. I've never really posted much on Instagram until we started this company. So give me some credit. Help me out.
Oh, well, yes, absolutely. Please do check in with us on all of our social medias. Feel free to leave comments on both the videos or on any of our accounts. Check out the website for any more news, announcements, things like that should come up between these monthly roundups. And for myself, for Josh, for all of RBG Esports, thank you for joining us here this evening, and we will catch you in August.